Like, all right, when you work on like shapes, I was like, there we go. If a dude, that's why I hated the machine. you just gotta be aware of how under you're catching it. Emphasis on under and through. What? I'll take that. I'll take that more than the first two. Pop up. See what I mean? Right there. I'll take that because now what did you do? Mechanic log. To the left. Also, that one before that you went to the left, that's a single good 5-6. You would take that all day on the off speed, then it'll pop up the center field. That was a barrel. You know, you got to go all the way back to the corner drop. 3. Perspective watch angle consolidated off perspective. It needs to be left center gap that way or 5-6 on ground ball. Right center on this bit, that's pumping. Unless you hit it 450. We'll take it. Coming out. How you?
Well.
Good. There you go. I won. Good. Right there. Being aware of your catch.
Hold it 1 second.
Well, that's the same thing we. Working with 5. slower? Three.
Like weight distribution, like he's heavy on the back foot
On his backside?
right now. Like he's really sitting down on that.
He's trying to stay back on that
He's
low and
trying.
away.
He's trying. He's a noticeable difference in that.
One of his buddies, Jacob, just messaged me. He's like, "Yo," I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "How's training been?" And I was like, "I don't know if he's trying to ask me to come train because he used to train with me, then he stopped. But I think now he's going to he lives with Travis, but it was like the whole story of I need that backside. He would ask me, he's like, "Man, I'm going to the gym today. I did bench press." I was like, "You need to." I've been telling him like for the last 6 months to go to Travis. He's like, "Well, no, I'm doing my own stuff. I got my bench press." And then when he went to Travis, he's like, "Yeah, you were right. That stuff didn't work." I was like, because he looked horrible. I was like, just listen. But it's just like, man, just imagine how many other kids are just like that. And I was like, dude, I was like, he's not. It's just weird. It's like knowing what we're doing with Alden and how he's been with the college guys over summer and like all the other high school guys. Like, what do y'all do when y'all go hit? And I was like, it's like you're not preparing anything for the game. There we go. It's like you can go to obviously, I mean, yeah, like when you don't have work, yeah, you go to the cage, you know, get your front toss, T work, whatever. But it's like, what are you doing? Like, are you challenging yourself? Like, you got somebody doing live? Like, are you know, there has to be some type of work where you're working on something.
I told my wife, I said, he wouldn't go to this training anywhere else. Nobody else is doing this challenge or pushing like that. And I know it.
I even asked Tyler up at factory. I was like, because he called me, he saw one of my videos. He's like, "Man, what do you do on the machine?" I was like, "Don't set it up the middle and just crank up velo. Anybody can do that." I was like, if you got a machine, I was like, you're just putting it down the middle. And I know when I was at factory, I've seen them, hey, we got to get machine, got to work on velo for our tournament. And you just setting it up as fast as you can down the middle. I was like, what's going to happen when you can hit, anybody can hit 80 down the middle. But I was like, now what's happening is you got dudes throwing 75 with run. And I was like, and you haven't seen anything run in. I was like, man, imagine all those balls. I was like, man, we're just missing it. I was like, yeah, you put the machine as fast as it possibly can straight, great, and you hit barrels. Imagine that ball coming at the same speed and doing this. You haven't worked on it. What are you gonna do? You're gonna start like this and then bring your hands in? I was like, no, nobody does. But then Tyler, he was asking me questions about it, and it started to make sense. But I was like, the thing is, I was like, when you pick apart like stuff like this, I was like, you have to realize like, all right, when you work on like shapes, I was like, there we go. If a dude has a ball that's thrown like this, and he has one that goes this way. I was like, great, those are two different, you need two different swings. I was like, but now, he's like, but how does that work in a game? I was like, well, technically, let's just say it's 0-2, and you're getting one or two of those shapes. I was like, my honest opinion, I was like, if it's 0-2, and I know he throws fastball here and here, I was like, my honest opinion, I'm looking fastball, and if it's not a fastball, I was like, in my honest opinion, this is what I'm doing. If it's 0-2, I'm looking fastball first, and I'm guessing what shape I'm going to get. Because at the worst case scenario, I can foul it off.
Yeah, that's where statistics come into play. Like, statistics, what has this pitcher done all game?
Exactly.
What pitch is he going to go to?
And it's like, if you can't, but then when I realized as he was like asking me these questions, he's almost just like, he was trying to call my bluff. And I was like, all right, at first I thought he was generally asking questions. Then I was like, all right, you're asking stuff that you know and you play pro ball. I was like, you know, like you just said, I was like, you know this game is a lot of statistics. Like a lot of it is educated guessing. I was like, come on now. I was like, at first, I thought it was genuine, then I started getting mad. Good take. Because I was like, man, you know dang well you can't swing on a fastball the same way you swing on a curveball. Especially if you know a curveball's coming. I was like, you know that, dude. I was like, come on now. I was like, the thing is, are you gonna take the time and do that with your high school players? I was like, I'm not a big advocate on it. I hate hitting off the machine. But it opened up a new perspective when you can do so much stuff with it just by putting it on an offset, doing like curveballs. Like, dang, I actually wish I trained like this, because I hated machine, because dudes were just, when I learned, I grew up on just putting it down the middle, cranking up as fast as you can, and dudes were just shoving it in the machine. I was like, that's why I hated it. Could never get my timing. Didn't know the point of it.
Like you said, as soon as you finish that swing, they go rushing you back into your next swing. Your whole setup, you don't have time to get set up.
Nope. Now it's about who can make contact, and everyone's just hitting balls to first base because they got it as fast as we can. It's like, y'all are you congratulating yourself on that?
Watch DJ and watch all play. They'll flip out. They'll look at your bat. They're having a conversation with your bat. That's what they're thinking. They're talking to themselves about what they're
On
doing.
every swing.
On every swing. They have the time to do it. That means they're learning. Whether they're learning to write or not,
The learning is happening.
yeah, some kind of learning.
That's why I hate it. I generally feel like that's why I hated the machine. But I came up on literally a little bit further back than that. I was like, well, can't get my time. Well, just hit it. I'm like, all right, just hit it.
That's your best advice?
Yeah, just hit it is insane. Hey, we're facing 90.